Okay, right now we're going to do a shanked in, bone in ham. Going to keep it real simple. All I'm going to do is take and inject this. I've got some apple cider, about 50% apple cider, about 40% apple cider vinegar, and then a little bit of olive oil to make up the rest. All I'm going to do, instead of just putting this in the oven and baking it, I'm going to throw it in later with my brisket, and I'm going to smoke it for about 3 hours and give it a nice smoky flavor. The vinegar is going to give it that West Virginia style of twang to it. It's going to get a nice deep smoky flavor, a little bit more than what they come with right out of the factory. And what I like to do, the reason I get the shank, is just preference. I take it, use the ham, and once I've trimmed everything off the ham that I want to use for sandwiches or whatever, then it leaves me a nice shank. I can make navy beans, Great Northerns, I can use it in fresh green beans, whatever you want to season it with, you can use it. So you actually get an extra meal out of it. So got my handy dandy injector here. Just a little. And just in between these sections here, I try to get in there in between the muscles and just put some in there to help keep it moist, give it some flavoring. Get it down in there. Once I get this moisture in there, get this. I'm gonna let it set for a little while. I like to leave it set for a couple hours. Let that kind of soak into the muscle. Get a little flavor in there. I prefer to go with a bone in on pretty much everything. It just seems to give it a whole lot better flavor to me. I think a lot of people agree with that. Okay. And it's going to seep, but that's okay. I'm just going to set this back here for a while. Let it sit there and rest, absorb some of this moisture back up in it, because it's been sitting in the refrigerator for a few days. Let it moisten up as best it can. You can do this for a couple hours. Probably would have been nice if I'd had time to do all this yesterday and get this stuff ready and wrap it in plastic wrap and let it set overnight. It's always better to let it set longer. But I'm going to go ahead today and get everything cooked up for tomorrow. Wrap it in butcher paper tomorrow, put it back in for 45 minutes or so, hour, whatever it takes to bring it up to the temperature everybody wants, and it's going to give it time for everything to reabsorb and all that smoke to settle in on it. Barbecue, just any type of smoked stuff or barbecued or whatever, however you wanted to call it, it just always tastes better the next day. So if you got time to let that happen, I always suggest to cook it the day before and just let that smoke set in there and just saturate that meat real good. So we're going to set this back, and then I'm going to move on to a rack of ribs here and get the spare ribs ready to go. See you in a little bit. Okay, and last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take just some regular Dijon mustard. Put this on. It's got a nice balance to it. It'll soak in, help flavor it. It's got some acid in there that's going to help. Dijon has a really nice balance in flavors, so on something like this, it's going to come out really nice. Add just that little bit of flavor to it. Okay, now we set it back. We let it sit there and look pretty for a little bit. And we'll be throwing it in the smoker here shortly.